Hi again. I'm actually back in the shed, but it's my dinner in a minute, so I'm not really going to do much. But I thought I'd just sort of show you what's going on around the shed at the moment, and not a lot. I haven't had any much motivation at all to come in here, but I have given a bit of a tidy. It isn't as bad as it was, but I haven't sort of finished it yet. So I'll turn the camera around in a second and show you what's what really, and what's going to hopefully be going on soon. I want to make it a bit more comfortable, more spacious, which it is a bit now, but and I'll get the heater back in soon. I'm not even sure where that is at the moment. That might be in my little tin shed next door. Gas bottle's back there, so I'll get that back in here soon. So a bit of warmth as it gets colder, because we're mid October now. It's going to get colder before it gets warmer, so I'm going to hopefully be in here more. Yeah, to get on with some bits and pieces. I'll show you what's, well, I'm hoping to be going on in the over the next few months. Well, first you might as well look at the bench. This is you can see what it is. It's a Honda Hedge trimmer. Quite a nice one. I got this and I thought it was a non-runner, and I thought it was no good, but it happened to be the tank filter was the main problem. But I have cleaned the carb out and sorted all the carb out. I've got to change I've got to check the grease, and I've got to change the oil, because these are 4-stroke, these Honda ones, and it is leaking a little bit out of that cap, I think, but I have got a spare one of them, so just put the O-ring. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's right. I've just basically got to clean it up around the bottom. I'll show you the torch. Clean it, because you see it's a bit gunky around there. I think that's probably where that oil's been leaking out. Give it a good clean around the sort of engine, check the grease, and yeah, clean it off and change the oil, and yeah, that should be good to go. I won't keep that. I've got a steel one this size and various other ones. I won't keep this one. So yeah, that will be for sale then. I've got 2 blowers there, steel BG86. I'm going to make one from 2. I've got all the parts. I've got some new parts as well. The only part I need to buy, I think there's a carburetor. Yeah, there's still a carburetor on one of them, and I have got another carburetor as well. The only part I need to buy is I want a carburetor kit for it, because I'm going to put a new pot and piston on. I think it'll be that one, a new pot and piston on that one, because the piston's all worn, and then I'm going to build it up to have a spare one of them. I think it will only. I think the pot and piston set was about £40, and it's going to cost me, I'll get genuine steel, probably will cost me best part of 20 for the carb kit for a genuine one. So yeah, that cost me about £60 to have one, and a little bit of time to fix it up. I'm not quite sure where an exhaust is at the moment, but I have got another one, so I think that's got an exhaust on it, and another one. So I have got all the parts. I know I have, and the recoil is somewhere. I think it's at the back there. But anyway, that's what's sort of going on the bench. You see there's a little bit of mess there, but not a lot. That and that. Was it that and that box of stuff? My neighbour moved out, and it was a long, complicated thing. It's to do with he wasn't the father of the boys. My neighbour died, and something to do with the will. He had to get all his stuff out, so he gave me a box of stuff, which is some handy bits. But when you're trying to tidy out and people give you stuff, then you don't really want to say no, but then leave you a problem of sorting it out. So got to sort that out, and that box of hinges. But I probably won't use a lot of that ever, so I should probably just dispose of that or give it away or something. So what else is going on here? I bought this. I thought this was going to be good for lawnmowers to put it on. It was totally the wrong thing. We shouldn't have bought it. So I should probably try and sell that. So that will be going out of here. My compressor there. I'll get the torch so you can see better. That I got another. You see the white thing there. It's a capacitor, and that went on this compressor, but it doesn't bolt in where it's supposed to. It's the right one by numbers, but not the right one by size, so it's a bit annoying. So I've got to see if I can get another one of them. That's my little one I'm using at the moment anyway. That little one in here, that's fine for the carburetors and what have you. So I'm using that, but it's handy to have 2. And if I get this other unit sorted, one of these will reside up there for a little bits and pieces like pumping up tyres. I think they'd be okay even to run the air fed mask for the business I'm going to do. So I'll give it a little bit there, didn't I? But not totally. Yeah, because you haven't seen that video yet, because I haven't recorded it yet, because I haven't been at my dad's, and that's where some of the stuff is stored. So you'll have to still wait. I'll give you I'll leave that little clue in there for you. This has been a very long project. This is a pressure washer base. I think way back. It was on one of the channels. I bought this. I think it cost me £200. And it looked quite good on the photo. When I got there, it had been hand painted, and it's what it is. It's a Honda pressure washer with an interpump, powerful interpump. It's 13 horsepower, so it's the sort of the big one. But the engine was loose on the body. It was all rusty, even though it had been painted up. The rust had been painted over. So I had this all blasted down, and it had already been painted once by my dad in my tractor. Well, that's a little torch that needed there still. In my tractor blue, but let's just angle that there. Oh, that's better. My tractor blue is just dusty at the moment. It has got a few pitted marks on it, which isn't a problem because it's only a tool at the end of the day. I just wanted it to be protected and look nice. Yeah, so it was painted in my tractor blue, and I didn't really like it, and it sort of started to peel off. So I've had it done black. There's the two wheels there. They were blasted as well. They've been painted in Hammerite, so they're ready to go back on. I have got this did have some little clips in there, and I'm just going to drill through and put a washer on and a split pin through them. That'll be fine. There's some other little bits here. These are actually hockey pucks. I bought ice hockey pucks, and they're going to sit on the body there. There's like a little shock absorber between the engine and the base. I don't want it sort of rubbing on there because it's worn in a little bit there, so that will sort of shock absorb it a bit. And I found these on eBay, and they're like the pads to go under there so it doesn't scratch along pavement or whatever you're on. The engine's sort of all okay. I've had it running and now it works. It needs clean up. I've got a brand new fuel tank for it and a few various other bits. So that isn't a thing that's really going to take very long, but it just need to find the time to do it. Strimmer there just needs a carb kit on it. I used it once, but I think it needs a carb kit. And there's my deck still for my Aesthesia Bahara, I think I pronounce it. That's ready to go back on more or less, but I've got to put a new oil seal on the engine of that, which I've got. Another thing I haven't got round to doing. Like I said, motivation hasn't been great. Just some general sort of stuff in the corner, some old mower engines and a couple of old nail guns that don't work, but I bought them at car boot sale, and they're spares for my nail guns. So I should probably just put up in a box and put them in my loft, because I don't know when I'll ever need a part. But while I own my nail gun, it's handy to have because parts aren't that cheap for them. Some boxes there, you can see that one bottom one. You probably can't see quite, but it says cables. That's just mower cables. Next one is Hate Harrier parts. I've got a lot of them boxes, which I'm going to break mowers and put them in there and gradually try and sell the parts, because believe it or not, some of you will know, but mower parts, second-hand mower parts, some especially good make stuff, seem to sell okay. So especially the older Hater bits, they tend to sell quite well. And, you know, sort of recoils and things like that. So I've got a lot of that sort of stuff. So I'm going to try and sell it to help, well, with my future things I want to do. I've still got, I don't know how many aerosols and all that along there. I've even eBay had offers on the other day. They have sometimes 15% off offers and things like that. And yeah, I keep buying stuff. Yeah, I bought a cordless DA sander the other day, 5-inch one. I've got a compressor one, but the thing is here, this house is fairly close to me. So in the winter, if I want to, say, repair my Land Rover doors, because I've got to reskin them, and if they've got to be sanded down or whatever, I can do that quietly. Well, it's quieter than having the compressor blaring out. So that's why I bought that. It was on offer and it knocked a 20 odd quid off. And I bought two new 5 amp hour batteries for DeWalt as well. because I think they had 20 odd quid knocked off as well. So my DeWalt range is actually expanding quite a bit now, and I like buying that sort of stuff because it isn't really sort of, it's not garden related. It could be more related to things I want to do in the future. So I feel I'm sort of moving away from the gardening a bit. And I think that's a good thing, because I think I've invested a lot into the garden over the year, and I've really probably got what I need. So I tend now to be, I think, a little bit buying things for the sake of it for gardening, rather than other stuff would be more useful in other ways. So yeah, that's about where we're at the moment. There is another thing here. I'll just turn around. Under there's an engine for a cut-off saw. There was a video a long time ago which it was all painted in like a green, hand painted in green. Well, that's another thing. I bought another one since and took it apart, so I've got two. So I'm gonna make one from two. I've got a new pot and piston for that. The rest of the stuff's in there, I think. A bit of it down there, a bit of it up the top there, and another bit there I can see. So I've got lots of bits for that. So I'll probably have to go to an online diagram, see how it goes back together now, because I forgot. That's why I bought the second one, see how the first one went apart, and now I took that apart as well. So yeah, so basically the project I'd like to get done, this hedge cutter, nothing really to do to that, but I'd like to get pressure washer done, because that's a nice bit of kit if that's done. The steezer needs to be finished, that's just gone on too long. And that cut-off saw, that's the sort of things I'd like to get on in the shed, and probably run a mower to repair in the sort of shed while I'm doing that. I just need to clear the rest of the junk off the floor and get the old spares and that out of the way. Need to stock up on a few things. My mower oil is a bit low. I could do with a big can of that, and some other bits and pieces, but not a lot. I've over the years I've sort of bought quite a lot of bits and pieces over the year, and actually over the years I don't know whether I mentioned it the other day or I was saying it to someone, that a lot of the stuff I've bought over the years, it was in preparation, even from probably four years ago, in preparation for moving on to something else at some stage, because I was never intended to do gardening until I retire. It was a career which was going to get to a certain time, and then I was going to sort of try to evolve into something else, which I'm finding difficult actually, because it's hard to get away from something that's sort of still sort of successful, even though I'm going to be still doing it to a degree, but I don't want to be doing it full time, if you see what I mean. That's the plan anyway. It's difficult, because you know, if the gardening's, you think, oh well, I've got the tools and everything to do it, it'll help. It's money coming in, which I could still do that, but I need time to sort out something else as well, if you see what I mean. You know, you can't sort out something else if you haven't got time. So, but then it's a vicious circle really, because you need the money and the time together. But it doesn't work like that unless you've had a big injection of money from somewhere. Like, as I mentioned about my neighbours, the boys have got the house back now, and yeah, it's for sale, and I think it might have sold. So yeah, it's not nice. They lost their mother, but that was well over a year ago now. So yeah, they got that back, and it didn't mean nothing to them. They just straight on the market. You know, it's such a good feeling if you can do something on your own without sort of inheritance. Obviously you might need some funding from loans or whatever, but it's nice if you can do it off your own back and not have to have it's nice if family members do help you out, but there's no one to sort of, you haven't got to thank anybody if you do it on your own. If you can build up something successful on your own without the help of anybody else, it's a good feeling, because so many people I know are waiting upon inheritance. You know, they're sort of banking on that. I haven't got any inheritance to come, not from property or anything, so it's everything we do is going to be off our own back. So like I said, Laura, we have to work together to build that together, because you know, that's only way we're going to have a better retirement. So we hope to get there. But yeah, so yeah, there's so many people, I hear it more and more now, because of the price, especially prices of property and that gone up. So many people are just waiting up on inheritance now all the time. You know, it's as if they're willing for their so-called loved ones to go, and that's a really horrible way to be, isn't it, really, to be honest. But I don't know. I haven't got the issue because I'm going to inherit nothing. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, so in here we're moving on a little bit, but I haven't been in here probably, I don't think, for about a month properly. I did do a slight repair on a chainsaw, which I took it for granted. He wanted it to be serviced, and he's lucky I checked it. He wanted a new chain on it, a new plug. I cleaned the filter, I cleaned the saw all down, and I was banking on everything else being okay because it started and ran okay. When I went to take it back, I was doing a job next door to his, and I thought I'd better just try it and just check the oil's coming out, the chain oil. I revved and nothing come out. So I told him, I said, I think there's a problem with the oiler. So I took it apart. It's off a McCulloch. And yeah, the oiler, it's got like a cog on it. And the cog was worn. So it's not throwing out any oil. So lucky I'd noticed that. I think I got one coming, which was about £8 or something. So quick fix, and then it'll be perfect. So yeah, I was glad I checked that. That was sort of a bit of a rush job, really. But it was good I checked it before he got it back, otherwise he'd have used it. He doesn't know nothing about them sort of things. He'd have used it, the chain would have got red hot, the new chain would have been no good, and yeah, so and he'd have been moaning, wouldn't he? So yeah, just a sort of yeah, little tip, make sure you sort of check everything. I like that, I just thought nearly every sort of ever worked on chainsaw, the oilers have been good, nearly every one, but you know, it's just, you just got to check it. Usually if you run it up, put a little bit of white paper in front, run it up, and as you rev it, you'll see the oil go on it. If you know that, you know it's oiling up, the chain's oiling up. So yeah, that should fix that when it comes. It hasn't quite come, it hasn't come yet. I think it's due tomorrow, the next day of the part, so I'll get that done and get that back to him. Yeah, and that's about it really. I'm going to have to try and get motivated, like I said, and get in here more. It's a little bit more encouraging to come in here now because there isn't quite so much junk in here, and I plan it not to be. I still plan another shed over that side of the garden to sort of take sort of some of my tools and sort of some bits and pieces that are in here. And what else was I planning to do? I'll clear the other little shed out there and extend it slightly, and that's where one of my, probably my little if you watch the other channel, my other little right stander mower, that'll probably go in there, or the Aesthesia, one or the other. And there's some bits and pieces in there I'm not sure I need, or I might store somewhere else. Anyway, I'll try to take you through them projects when I get round to them, because I've got fence to put up, gates to put up, an area to get better to park on behind the gates, and there's a lot to do. My drive's rubbish, it's really rubbish, it's just a mud bath at the moment, but it's take a lot of time and a lot of expense to sort it, so I might have to stay in my bath for a while. But what I need to do is to try and keep off it more where I've been going on it. And the Mercedes van isn't great with that because it's rear wheel drive, so it kicks everything up. So some hardcore I had for the shed base, it landed up going in there now. But anyway, that's the story for another day. I'll leave this video here. It's a bit of a shed catch up. Hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, be another video again soon, so thanks for watching.